But the name that's not mentioned is a name I mention often on the show, Mike Flynn, the former National Security Advisor. It is starting to look like, from my sources and then also from open reporting, that Mike Flynn is the one who may have a deal with the FBI, and that's...
See, I know it's very low. I know it was. It was the best I can do. I got that from Juliette Kayyem's Facebook page. She posted the clip of her on CNN because everybody, Twitter kind of blew up if you're interested in this story, and most people on, who follow Capitol Hill or follow, the Russia investigation were fascinated by this. But, she said her heads up is what she's saying there. She said her heads up was that Carter Page, now Jared Kushner, Manafort, and Stone were all willing to go to the Senate, not under oath, but go to the Senate and talk to somebody somewhere at some time about their involvement with Guccifer 2.0 and blah, 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 and all the bots and whatever he knew. But the one name that was consistently missing from the people who were voluntarily going to go to the Senate to offer what their role might have been in communicating with the ambassador Kislyak or others, the one person whose name was missing was Flynn. And that for her set off alarm bells. And she said that is why she thinks Flynn cut a deal. I thought Flynn cut a deal last week before all these people said they were going up there, because when Flynn was allowed to retroactively register as a foreign agent, meaning he was lobbying a foreign government, retroactively, thereby avoiding a felony, it seemed to me that Flynn had cut a deal. So, Flynn, I think is going to dump on every single body. And why is this important? Well, there's another guy who just resigned over the weekend named Boris Epshteyn. And for those of you who watch fake news, you will know who he is. For the rest of us, he's one of those talking heads that works inside the Trump camp. He was inside the Trump campaign. He was on the transition team. He's now part of the White House. He coordinates the Trump surrogates. Okay, and the official story was Epstein was asked to leave the White House. He's gone yesterday or Saturday. I think he was told to go because he'd made enemies in the media by being, eating all the cheese off the cheese plate in the green room. I will tell you, CNN, they usually do satay. They have, like beef sticks on skewers. I think they buy them outside from the vendors, from the guys who sell on the street. But they have the best food, I will say, CNN does, in the green room. But you do make, here, I'll close this. This is her Facebook page dinging. That's what it is. So, okay. So, I've been in that green room, and you do make very strange friends in there. I mean, the people that you are in there with, especially in the day when they wanted people to fight. So you're in the green room with the person that you're about to take on. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, so Boris Epshteyn apparently pissed off bookers at Fox, pissed off bookers at CNN, pissed off. And this is why they say he left, because he was brash, he was nasty, he was threatening to take all the White House surrogates off Fox News if Fox News didn't report things that they wanted reported the way they wanted reported. I mean, that's probably part true too, but it seems like Boris Epshteyn is being fingered by Michael Flynn, as disgusting as that visual is, because Epstein, well, he's Russian by birth. And Epstein had given some conferences in New York with regard to Russian banking and how advantageous it would be to have Russian money flowing into the United States and to have these banks on board. And of course, one of the banks that was sanctioned after the annexation of Crimea is one of the banks that Kislyak asked Jared Kushner to meet with, which is why they want to talk to Jared Kushner. Now, Flynn, I think, is, pointing out, well, Jared met with bankers, but Jared didn't meet with a banker. I think Jared was either smart enough or unavailable enough. Trump seems to be very upset with Jared because while his health care bill was failing, Jared and Ivanka were off playing and they weren't, by his side. And they're supposed to be poodles and everything. And so now all of a sudden today we get this big announcement that Jared is going to have this big office in the West Wing, and that this big office in the West Wing is going to focus on privatizing all kinds of government functions because, building a profit motive into government functions is sure to bring down the price of having those things done, right? So stupid. They sit there and they go, we're going to apply the metrics that businesses apply, and we're going to this and we're going to that. You privatize anything, including war fighting, and then you look at the salaries of the people who are enlisted and the salaries of the people on the battlefield, and they're like $1,200 a month. Then you look at the private contractors and you look at their salaries, and it's like $120,000 a year. You see what I mean? Building profit motives into government functions is stupid. This is why healthcare costs so much. The only way to survive healthcare in this country and to bring down costs and to streamline the whole system is to go Medicare for all, single payer. This solves doctors' problems of having to have, more insurance adjusters than nurses, like Trump said. It brings down the cost of delivery because the profit motive is taken out. Re-import drugs from Canada and do all the things we said last year when the campaign was in full throttle. Do all those things that Bernie Sanders said, and you will see premiums sink, and you will see healthcare improve. You will see better coverage. You will see better prescription prices. It's the solution. You take the profit motive out.